Hey guys, welcome to RUE MORGUE TV. Executive Editor Andrea Subasati here, and I want to tell you about our new streaming video on demand service, the Midnight Movie Society. Stay tuned to the end of the episode for more information, and enjoy.
Hey everyone, Yasmina here on RUE MORGUE TV. Welcome to the Rewind Zone. Today we're going to be talking about another forgotten slasher, one that I find very important to discuss because it was one of the first few woodsy, campy slashers to be made. So don't go away. Me and my best friends, Morgan and Mercedes, we used to rent this movie in high school a lot. So I have been a huge fan of Don't Go Into the Woods ever since I was a teenager. We used to rent that and Heavy Metal Summer quite frequently. They should have just given us the VHS tapes. I'm a huge fan of campy slashers, mainly because Friday the 13th are my favorite kinds of slashers in that franchise. I find Don't Go Into the Woods very important to this kind of campy slasher genre because it was actually one of the first ones that came out along with Friday the 13th. It was filmed in 1980, so the first year that Friday the 13th came out, so I'm not sure if Friday the 13th influenced James to make this movie, but it came out before Sleepaway Camp. It came out the same year as Evil Dead and The Burning, and it's amazing because dead bodies just start piling up immediately when the movie begins. The death count for this movie is pretty high. Don't Go Into the Woods follows a group of 4 people who are in the woods. They're going hiking to a cabin, and there's a maniac. I'm assuming he's a hermit that just lives in the woods, decides to kill every single person that he sees. So that's the basic plot of Don't Go in the Woods. The killer doesn't have a name on IMDb. I think it's just referred to as Maniac, but I like to call him the Savage. So the Savage has this insane look on his face the first time that you see him. It's amazing. He's just all dirty and he's got these beads on his face and he just yells and like mud comes out of his mouth. He doesn't talk in the whole movie. He just goes like he just yells at everyone. It's amazing. So yeah, basically he's just this dirty bum that lives in the woods and kills everybody who gets in his way with these homemade spears that he makes out of branches. It's pretty sweet. All of the side characters in this movie are all fantastic in their own way as well. There are 2 couples that I love. The first one is an older couple and the wife is wearing this moo-moo. Like, why would you wear a moo-moo in the middle of the mountains? And she's yelling at her husband because he's walking ahead of her and she's like, wait up for me!
Dale! Dale! Dale, where are you? Dale!
Dale! Dale!
Dale, wait for me!
And then there's another couple that's basically doing the exact same thing. They're on this romantic getaway, and the wife, I don't know if it's a man actually, and she is yelling at her husband because they hear a sound, and then she goes to investigate it, and his name is Dick, and she's like, Dick!
Dick?
Dick, where are you?
Dick?
Dick!
Dick?
Like, it's hilarious that they have these 2 couples that are both doing the exact same thing. There's also this woman who is a mother and she leaves her toddler in this swing hanging from a branch so she can go paint her painting. Why would you just leave your toddler many feet away from you? I feel like you could just bring the kid with you and paint the painting right next to your kid. I don't know. And she hears noises too, and she's turning around and she's like, oh, I don't see anything. Man, your mother instincts would kick in. You'd be like, where the fuck is my kid? The mother's death is actually pretty cool though, because it ultimately became the cover of the movie, which is a pretty sweet cover. It's got her face and her sunglasses, and in the movie she's over her painting, but she's actually on the cover over the sign that says, don't go in the woods. I love it. It's a fantastic cover. The police are involved in trying to find the killer because missing people keep happening. There's one part in the movie that always makes me laugh because the main cop is told by the secretary that the sheriff is really busy, and then he just goes into his office and he's playing fucking golf. And then he hands him a report and the sheriff says,
another missing person report?
so you know that people are disappearing and being murdered and you're fucking playing golf in your office. Literally worst sheriff ever. I'd have to say that one of my favorite things of Don't Go in the Woods is the sound effects and the music and the audio. It's incredible. Whenever the savage or somebody else is doing a stabbing motion, it's kind of like the Psycho music, that ree, 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 but instead it's like they had a Korg and they played one note on the synth over and over, and then they had a tom drum and just hit it at the same time, and that's the sound that they use. There's also incredible music. Whenever somebody is running away from him, there's this amazing song. It's like da 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 da. And then the keys come in. It's like ba 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 ba. And one time, me and Morgan, we ate a lot of mushrooms and we actually jammed that song in my apartment. She was on the guitar and was like da 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 da. And I was on the keys and I was like da 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 da. Oh, to be young and do fun things. I don't do that anymore, no. There's also the, what I like to call a Fred Penner acoustic track that plays whenever somebody is just strolling through the woods. And it jumps back and forth like crazy. It'll be very intense music, and then all of a sudden, ding 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 ding, like pleasant Fred Penner music. It's hilarious. If you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's ridiculous. But I love it. Don't Go Into the Woods, I feel like, was a forgotten slasher. And for the longest time ever, I actually thought that me and my friends were the only ones who had ever heard of this movie. But I know I'm not the only one, because on the DVD, Darren Miller from CKY has like a little introduction at the beginning of the movie. And he's Felissa Rose's husband from Sleepaway Camp. So obviously there are people out there who understand the validity of this movie in the slasher genre. And I just love that it's in the woods. Just as a Friday the 13th fan, I'm a huge fan of slashers that happen in the woods. It's all over the place, but it's all a part of what I love about, you know, low rent movies.
First, don't panic. Second, go up, not down. What's the third?
Actually, the most important of all, stay at home and forget it. Never, never go in the woods alone.
Thanks for tuning in and watching me talk about Don't Go in the Woods on this episode of the Rewind Zone for RUE MORGUE TV. And if you want to read about the other movies of Forgotten Slashers, you can pick up the Halloween issue of RUE MORGUE out now. And don't forget, be kind, rewind. Don't go in the woods.
Hey guys, welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that episode of RUE MORGUE TV, and I want to tell you a bit more about our Midnight Movie Society. It's a streaming platform that we've collaborated with MVD on. It's a curated selection of underground, taboo, and cult films that you can't find anywhere else. So be sure to check that out in the link below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to RUE MORGUE TV, and we'll see you next time.
It's so fucking bad, it's amazing. Hey, Yasmina here. Thanks for coming. No, fuck. Why am I fucking this up? Okay.